Are you overwhelmed yet?
Huh?
Are you overwhelmed yet?
I'm getting there.
Okay.
Wow, look at that. That's fancy.
I know. It's technically for this, so it looks too big for this tiny little.
So you jerry-rigged it. Nice.
Pretty much. Trying to be resourceful here.
Sorry. It's all right. No problem. Cool.
Are we waiting for
Yeah, no, this is it. Hey, so what do you think about your character on the event? Are you excited about it? What is the type of character you play?
Michael Buchanan is, as you saw, he's a family guy, and he's thrown into some pretty extraordinary. I mean, imagine, being in a situation where you're enjoying your family one day, and then, not too long in the future, you're in an airplane trying to wipe out the president and his entire administration. So I would say it's the classic storytelling device of a regular guy thrown into extraordinary circumstances. Yeah, I'm very excited and very overwhelmed by it. That's your question.
So because of the way the event is, it seems to be so much secrecy about the event and everything.
Yeah.
So how is that play? I mean, when you're doing interviews, like we're doing an interview of you, how do you kind of guard against getting us what we kind of want to know?
Like, how much do they tell you? That's what I was going to ask.
Well,
like, about what's going to happen.
They tell us, I'm sure they know a lot more than they're telling us, and they're giving us they're giving us just enough information to be able to play the role, which is fine. We're like you guys, we have a ton of questions that we ask that they're not really able to answer yet because the level of secrecy on the show is CIA-like. It really, truly is. I mean, when we're done with a draft, reading a draft of the script, we have to send it back in or shred it.
It's like James Bond doesn't just explode.
It's really like, and I hate to use the term, but it's like James Bond on steroids.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, but I can't really tell you much, and I really should defer to the producers. All I can tell you is that, what you have seen so far and what you're envisioning for the future is not the event, most likely.
Okay.
The event is something, and I do know what the event is, and I am unable to discuss it in any great way. But I guarantee you, it's massive. It's world-changing event.
So even though you can't tell us what the event is the way that it's going to come out in the storyline one that's going to surprise us, or we're going to be able to follow and say, oh, that makes sense?
I think actually both, if that's possible. I think there'll definitely be a thematic and a story logic to it, but it will definitely surprise you. Even when you find out more and more information in episode 2, there'll be a lot of a lot of information will be revealed in episode 2. That will then birth many more questions. So every episode is going to answer a lot of questions and then give rise to newer questions.
So this ensemble that they put together, including yourself, are amazing. Who were you excited about working with on the ensemble?
You name it. I was actually, up and down the line, terrific actors, excited to work with all of them. I was a fan of Jason's before I met Jason, because in the network audition to decide, it was kind of a chemistry read with me and Jason and I. And I was a big fan of The Education of Charlie Bartlett, I think was the name of the film, and I thought he was terrific. And I said to my friends, this kid's really good. And I knew his father a little bit. I met his dad at an award show, and was just the greatest guy in the world, made everybody feel at ease and comfortable. So I really wanted to meet him just to compliment him on his work. And the fact that we hit it off and had good chemistry was just, icing on the cake. So.
Are there any challenges to this role for you, or have you hit any?
Well, yeah, we have run into some challenges, and there were some challenges on the pilot because I'm not used to being cast in a role where I need to show that kind of vulnerability, and also in certain aspects kind of a victim. And that's, I think, hard for any man, but it is providing some very interesting challenges. The other night we shot some stuff where I can't reveal what it is, but from an acting point of view, it took a great deal of preparation for me, and probably easier for most people. But,
what's it like on set? Is it like real intense, or is it funny, or are there a lot of jokes? Or
on set is, I mean, we're all professionals, so we kind of keep it loose. That's the best way to work. That's the best. And Jeffrey Reiner is executive producer, is also directing the first 2 episodes. So everybody has a good rapport with Jeffrey because he directed the pilot. And we keep it loose and funny. And Jeffrey works very quickly. He doesn't do a tremendous amount of takes because he's got people that know what they're doing, and we get it done. But when it's time to work, it really gets quiet. We ratchet it down, and then we go. So it's a very comfortable one.
are you guys like all guessing about what's going to happen, or like taking bets?
Not yet. But I'm sure on the ride home there'll be some betting and there'll be some conjecture. Sure.
Can you talk a little bit about what it is that originally made you want to take this role?
Well, I never thought I had a shot at something like this because of the size of the project. Major network, major budget show, big roles, big themes, and I just thought, gosh, it's going to be movie stars galore. All the movie stars are going to be, they all want to do TV. And so I met with them, and I just never thought that I had a ghost of a chance. And then they called and said, we want to test you for the role. I was pretty surprised. And then when they called 2 weeks later and said, you have the role, I'm actually still in a state of shock. You're looking at somebody who's kind of in a state of shock because you see all this, and you see the amount of promotion they're doing. They're throwing a lot of assets behind the show. And it's kind of a global launch. I couldn't be more pleased, I gotta tell you.
So I know I asked this question before we started, but Comic-Con, overwhelming, you're here. Is this your first time at Comic-Con?
No, I was here a couple of years ago for Saw 4.
Okay. So is it more intense than when you were at that time?
Yeah, this is more intense. This is something I'm very excited about this. I've never been more excited to be involved with a group of people than I am with this project. This is again, I can't overemphasize the size of this and what they're attempting. And I'm reading episode 2 and episode 3. We're shooting episode 2 now. What they're attempting to do for television, I don't know if it's ever been attempted. These are like big budget film scripts. And you're reading them thinking, are they really going to do this? I mean, where are they getting the money? How are they doing this? I mean, there must be, the geniuses involved in this. The quality of the people in every single department is staggering.
Maybe that's the event. So getting all that stuff done. So are you able to hit the exhibit hall, go out to the post parties?
No, we haven't done any of that. We just got into town at about 10 o'clock, and then we just hit the ground running. So maybe after this interview sessions, then we'll maybe hit the floor.
Now we know you have a rapport with all of your. I'm sorry, the last question. Okay. If I don't ask this question about Gilmore Girls, my wife and all of my female friends are going to kill me. But do you still keep in contact with that cast? You were so wonderful and great in that.
Thank you.
Is that something you still do? Keep in contact with them, hang out?
From time to time, I will run into people in restaurants. I'll call, we'll text. Congratulations on this film. Congratulations on that project. That kind of thing. Yeah. But everybody's pretty busy. They're scattered to the 4 winds and doing their own thing and concentrating on their own lives. But there hasn't been a reunion yet.
I know, that's what.
But there may be. I hear things. There may be. You never know.
Well, thanks. You've been wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
All right.